All right, my people, what's happening? It is a live watch party in the NFC North race, and I think I have to jump off right about 3:30. So let's hope that they get done in time. Let's hope that these Falcons come to play and take out these Minnesota Vikings. And to do a little recap of what's going on this week, I wanted to run through the playoff machine and kind of get everybody up to date. If you haven't already done it on your own time. I want to get everybody up to date real quick on what's happening with this NFC North race, because the big win that we needed against the Packers actually has given us a different opportunity now, and I'm loving it. So we're gonna go through it here in just a moment. You guys have good audio and everything. It sounds funny to me, so I just want to make sure you guys are good. All good? All right, thanks, Trace. Give me 2 seconds here. All right. Well, like I said last week, we're going to try to do something this weekend, and I thought it'd be a good idea to at least watch a little bit of this game, kind of see what we're up against with these Vikings, see how they're playing now, a little bit later into the season. But let me get the screen open here for the playoff machine. There we go. Okay. I don't know why it's still up there when I've got it hidden, but whatever. What is going on here? All right, let's just get this thing opened up. We'll just cover up the whole screen. You guys should still have audio from me. Here we go. So, in a nutshell, you guys still have audio. You can see the playoff predictor, right? I don't have my other screen going, so I can't see what you guys can see. Looks like you can see it. All right, good. So here we go. First and foremost, I want to tell you this much. The Detroit Lions and the Eagles can tie with records, and the Lions would be the #1 seed. Get out of town, right? That is huge news for us. So after I went through this morning, I went through just about every scenario possible. And what I came up with is that if they were to tie and have the same record at the end of the season, it doesn't matter who the Lions lose to or who the Eagles win against, the Lions would be the 1 seed. So that is huge news for the Lions that we could end up doing that. In another scenario that I put together, let me see if I can find my notes real quick. So in another scenario, Lions finish with the same record as the Eagles. Lions are the 1 seed. It doesn't matter which team the Lions win or lose to, as long as the record is the same. Also means the Eagles must win out. So the Eagles have to win out, depending on what the Lions do, right? In week 17, if the Lions win in week 17 and the Eagles win in week 17, the Lions are still the 1 seed. If the Lions win week 17 and 16, but lose week 15, and the Eagles lose week 15 or 16, the Lions are the 1 seed. If the Lions win in week 15 and 16, but lose in week 17, and the Eagles win 15, 16, and 17, the Lions are still the 1 seed. So it really doesn't matter what scenario we paint here. The Lions have a great opportunity to get this 1 seed no matter what happens, as long as we win 3 of the next 4 games. So let's roll through it here. We'll just go Saints, Pittsburgh. We'll go Falcons today. We'll Tampa Bay. Of course, Eagles over the Carolina Panthers. I hope that the Panthers stun them somehow. Titans. We'll go Dolphins at home. I don't trust the Cardinals, but I'm going to go ahead and pick them. And this is an interesting game to me. The Buffalo Bills and the Rams. You know, the Rams can still get in this if they were to win out. We'll just say that they take care of the Bills today, which it's unlikely, but we'll just say it happens. San Francisco's down and out. They've got some injuries, but I think that they can take care of the Bears. I'm going to take the Chargers over the Chiefs. I know that's a wild one, but I'm going to go ahead and take it. And Bengals over the Cowboys. I don't think that's any mystery, right? So that's this week. The Lions are in the 1 seed. They're 12-1. Philly wins. They're 11-2. I think the team to watch here is going to be Washington. Or the 2 teams is Washington, Seattle in the NFC, and it's going to be Pittsburgh in the AFC, and possibly the Texans in the AFC, and how they kind of give us some different scenarios for some matchups. So let's go to week 15 real quick. Again, we got LA. We got the Rams at San Francisco. Something tells me that the Rams are going to be able to do it as long as they can stay healthy, right? We'll take Baltimore over New York. We'll take the Jets over the Jags, which I don't know. Who cares? Cowboys over the Panthers. Again, who cares? Washington over the Saints. I think that is likely. Bengals over the Titans. Browns taking care of the Chiefs at home. That's a real possibility. Jameis could be playing spoiler. I think the Texans could take care of the Dolphins at home. And I think the Browns will beat up on the Colts. I think the Cardinals should be able to take care of the Patriots, even though the Patriots have a pretty solid defense. I am going to take the Lions over the Bills, but for this scenario, let's just go ahead and say the Lions lose on Thursday, okay? Chargers over the Bucks, and we'll take Pittsburgh over the Eagles, and I really think that is a viable win for the Steelers. I like that defensive matchup up against the Eagles offense. Seattle, I think they take care of Green Bay at home, and something tells me that the Bears are going to do something to the Vikings next time they match up in week 15, and then we'll take I'm going to take the Raiders over the Falcons in week 15. Lions are 12-2. They're still the 1 seed. Pittsburgh shoots up to the 1 seed. Eagles are still the 2 seed at 11-3. Go on to week 16. We'll go ahead and say that the Chargers will take care of the Broncos at home. I still think the Texans are going to beat Kansas City at Kansas City. I think it's really possible. So I'm going to roll with it. Pittsburgh is not going to win against the Ravens, I don't think. Excuse me. Buffalo will take care of the Patriots, even though that is one of those games that could, in my opinion, could go either way. You know, they know each other well. It's just one of those games that could go either way. I think that Matthew Stafford's going to take care of Rodgers if Rodgers is still playing in week 16. This is the interesting matchup for me. Eagles and Washington. I think that the Washington Commanders, if they stay healthy, they can match up really well against the Eagles, and they're at home. Let's just roll with it. Let's just say that Washington does it. We'll say the Falcons beat up on the Giants, and we'll say the Cardinals over the Panthers. Bengals take care of business at home. Colts take care of business at home. Lions will drop one to the Bears away. Let's just say it happens. Okay. Seattle's not going to lose to the Vikings at home. I think the Raiders will win at home. I think the Dolphins are going to win at home. I think the Bucks can win on the road, and I think Green Bay is probably going to win against the Saints, even though I think that is a funny game. All right, let's go back to the Eagles game. Let's just say Washington doesn't win. Well, now the Lions have dropped to the Bears and dropped to the Bills in week 15 and 16, and the Eagles have won in both. In 16, and they've won in today, but they're going to drop one to Pittsburgh in week 15. Lions are still a 1 seed at 12-3. Pretty crazy, right? I think it's a huge opportunity for the Lions. All they have to do is win a few games here. We don't have to win them all. If we lose one game, we're good. Like we are solid. If we lose 2 games, that means the Eagles have to lose a game, just one game. So that's what the matchup tells you. If we lose 2, which I have us losing. Now, this is just for, playoff simulation purposes only. I don't think my Lions are going to lose. But if we lose week 15 to the Bills, we lose week 16 to the Bears, which are the two toughest games on the schedule, then we still have the 1 seed as long as we win out. And even if the Eagles, drop 1, we're good. So week 17, I think Pittsburgh's going to beat up on the Chiefs. You see where I'm going with the Chiefs? I think the Chiefs could drop all the way out, possibly, just the way their schedule lines up. They got a tough schedule too, just like us. I think the Texans can take care of the Ravens, and I don't think that the Bears are going to be able to take care of Seattle, but it is going to be an outdoor cold game. I have no confidence in Caleb Williams outside in the cold yet, so I'm going to roll Seattle's defense getting after Caleb Williams there in week 17. I think the Rams could take care of the Cardinals at home. I think the Chargers will win. I think the Broncos could probably take care of the Bengals at home. That is going to be a tough matchup. I think Washington will win at home in week 17. I think the Colts could potentially win on the road, but it is New York. It is on the road. They'll probably pull one out. And I don't think the Colts really care at this point anyway. Buffalo will probably win at home versus the Jets. Titans will probably beat up on the Jags. Bucks should win at home. I'm going to skip that game. Saints could win. I'll skip that game. Browns at home versus Miami, sure. Lions at San Francisco. Now, San Francisco's reeling a little bit. If we were to drop this game, that's where things start to get interesting. Okay, so let's say we drop this game. And let's say the Eagles win. They're 13-3. We're 12-4. And the Vikings and Green Bay. I mean, pick your poison. Both teams are 10-5. So who's going to win? Does it really matter at this point? I mean, who's the team that you'd rather go up against is the question. So I think that the Vikings could probably pull this one out at home, especially given their defense, and it's a home game. So we'll just take the Vikings here. So that puts Seattle at the 7th seed. I don't want to see Seattle in the playoffs. Philadelphia is the 1 seed. Then we go to week 18. Lions are going to have to play. They're going to have to win. Eagles are going to win. That is where the scenario hurts us, right? If we lose to San Francisco and the Bears and the Bills, we're in trouble. We can only lose 2. So what is the likely situation here? I think that we take care of the Bears. Even if we lose to San Francisco, we are back in the 1 seed at 14-3, which is what I predicted the Lions would finish as this year. I hope they finish 15-2. I really do. We'll take the Texans. We'll take the Falcons. We'll take the Bucks. This is going to be a tough game, but we'll take the Rams. We'll take the Bills. We'll take the Dolphins, Ravens, Pittsburgh. Ooh, Cardinals, San Fran at home. Bears go and play spoiler. Let's say the Bears go and play spoiler. It may not work out for them. Washington to take care of the Cowboys, and that's where the Packers get dropped to the 7th seed, and they have to take the Eagles on. I love that matchup for them. Let them knock each other out. And then we have the Chargers at the Raiders, Broncos in Kansas City. Broncos win, I think. We'll see. Colts. Kansas City still remained in. I don't think I gave Kansas City a win for the rest of the ride here. Did I? I don't think I did. I know it's kind of nutty, but I hate Kansas City. And I know the refs aren't going to allow them to lose anyway. So there you go. We finished 14-3, and the Eagles finished 14-3. If we were to drop any 2 games, it doesn't matter what 2 games we drop. So let's go week 18, and I'll say we lose to the Vikings. I'll go week 17. Let's say we win against San Francisco. Bang, we're back in the 1 seed. Right? Week 16, let's say that we lose to the Bears, but in week 18, we win against the Vikings. Bang, back in the 1 seed. Week 15, let's say that we win against the Buffalo Bills. In week 16, we win against the Bears. Week 17, we lose to San Francisco. Week 18, we lose to the Vikings. That is where we would get hurt. So, what are the games that we have to win? And see, I don't understand why. I don't understand why that last week matters. What did I change here? I didn't hit tie, did I? Which game matters? Where is the Eagles? Where are the Eagles? So I had the Eagles winning every game, I think. Nope, losing to Pittsburgh. So clearly we have to beat the Vikings. We can lose to San Francisco. And we can lose to the Bears. Oh, there's something just changed here. This wasn't doing this earlier. It must be the way that I picked some other games. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is just for fun, Trace. Yeah, this is just trying to go through all the different scenarios. I don't think that we would lose to San Francisco either. I don't honestly think that we could lose any of these games. I mean, the way that the Lions have been playing and literally putting in guys off the street, or I don't mean off the street, guys off practice squads. I mean, Jamal Adams was at home or whatever, but that's because he chose to be there. You know, I think that it doesn't matter who the Lions plug and play. You look at how happy these guys are. And to me, that speaks volumes. So I'm not sure why this has changed, because earlier I played with it for an hour. I went through every scenario, and it never gave us an option where we lost the 1 seed as long as we tied with Philadelphia. And it would take a lot of deeper thought here going through each schedule to figure out the head-to-head games and where there's a head-to-head miss here. So at any rate, let's go through it for real. In week 15, look, I think we could lose to the Bills. I'm not saying we're going to, but I think we could. I think that we take care of the Bears. Week 17, pretty confident we're going to take care of San Francisco. In week 18, even if we did lose to the Vikes at 14-3, this is why this scenario doesn't make any sense. We're tied with Philly. So the common denominator here doesn't make any sense, because a minute ago I had us losing to the Vikings or winning against the Vikings. No, losing against the Vikings, and we are tied, and it put Philly on top. So I don't know. I don't know what changed. But I don't think anything's going to change for the Lions. I really don't. I think as long as we take care of business at home, we're good. You know, we got next 3 or 4 games out of 5 here. So the only game that we're going on the road for is San Francisco and the Bears, week 16 and 17. So we got this. I think we'll be all right. I just hid that screen and it's not listening to me. There we go. All right, so I will bring in game audio and all that good stuff for this game. Let me get that. Oh, I want the other one. There we go. So that we can listen to it. I'll get it pulled up on my screen to watch it. And then right around 3:30, I got to make sure that I jump off. Interim head coach for the Bears will do. I'm not sure. You know, I'm not sure. This is the first week that we're going to be able to see him in action, right? So, look, I think we know this about interim head coaches and teams that have to deal with that. They seem to get re-energized a little bit. And I think some of the issues that the Bears have been faced with is maybe Eberflus just kind of checked out, didn't really care. I mean, Shane Waldron was apparently a mess. Caleb clearly spoke up. You know, and had some issues with Waldron and had some issues with Eberflus. I mean, this is just another Chicago Bear quarterback that is going to have his career ruined. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not. We've been there, done that many, many, many times. Not anymore. And for me, it's going to be tougher for Caleb Williams now and the rest of that team to build off of what Ryan Poles just spent. So everything that I speak to is you don't buy a team, you build the team, right? Ryan Poles just spent all this money and assets and everything else on buying a team. And now he's going to have to start over with the new head coach and a new OC, maybe even a new DC by next season. And he's going to want his own players. All of them are going to want their own players. So with that being said, I think the Bears are out of it for at least another 2 seasons. At least. It's going to take 2 seasons for them to kind of reset, reorganize, get the offense under control, get the defense under control. Maybe they keep the same defensive coordinator. Maybe they don't. So maybe by 2027, after the Lions have already won a Super Bowl or 2, they might be decent again. I don't know. They're going to have to reload. It's like I've always said, rookie quarterbacks take no less than 2.5 years on average, 2.5 seasons to make it to the playoffs and possibly win even a wild card game. And that's if you're doing everything right. And Caleb walked into the best situation you possibly could ask for a rookie quarterback, and they screwed it all up. It's just what Bears do. It's just like asking, does the Bears shit in the woods? They sure do. And the Bears shit all over their team every year. And I can laugh about it now because the Lions aren't doing that. And I mean, hey, I'm not going to deny it. We did that for decades. So it's just nice to see somebody else doing it. For once. The Panthers miracle, yeah. If we could get one big spoiler today, that would be incredible. If we could get a spoiler. Panthers, I don't care who it is. The Panthers, the Steelers, Washington. I think that those are the 2 toughest games for the Eagles, and I think they'll drop at least 1. Hell, the Cowboys could even shock them in week 17. Highly unlikely, but it's possible. I mean, there's bad blood between those teams. Even New York. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Giants, just like last year, I said that the Giants were going to beat the Eagles in that towards the end of the season. And I think they almost did, or did they? I don't remember what the final score was now. So let me look at the Eagles schedule from 2023, because I thought that New York had a chance to beat them just because they always play each other well. Yeah, and they won. It was week 16. 33-25. No, I'm sorry. They lost 33-25. But New York held well. They lost in week 18. That was the week. They lost 27-10 at New York. For some reason, at New York is always a tough team or a tough game for the Eagles. But in that game, you didn't have Hurts. You had Mariota and Gainwell. So, is what it is. So when did Ben say that? When did Ben say that he doesn't want to stay in the North? I'm wondering if Ben would do the Lions some sort of an honor by saying, hey, look, I'm not going to direct compete with you. But who knows? I don't know. I don't know if Ben's going to go to Chicago or not. I don't think everything tells me he wouldn't. But at the same time, I don't think Ben is motivated by money at all. I think he's motivated by having the right situation. And if anybody is looking at Chicago, would you think that Ben would make a good head coach tandem with Ryan Poles? I think that's the key. What is Ben looking for? He's looking for a Dan and a Brad situation. He wants to walk into a situation where he knows he's going to have good camaraderie, a good working relationship, a professional relationship, guys that are on the same wavelength about how to build a team. And right now, what Ryan Poles tells me is he's not anywhere near what Ben Johnson probably is accustomed to and sees that works, which is the Detroit Lions blueprint. You don't buy, you build. So forget about it for 3 seasons and build. That's it. So Chicago's going to, the ownership's going to have to say, yep, we're going to give you at least 4 seasons. And after 4 seasons, no matter what happens, if you win and you're winning, you're going to the playoffs, we'll keep you around. If you're not, see you later. You have to be able to give your team some time. And I think that's what it is. You have to give them some time. There you go. How about he wants a Sheila as well? Yeah, well, maybe Sheila could buy the Bears. That'd be crazy, right? I doubt it, but that'd be crazy. I don't know if you could own 2 teams in the NFL at the same time. I doubt it. Yeah, I don't think Chicago's a good spot for Ben at all. At all. Let me try to get this game up here. Looks like it's going to be on Fox today. Uh-oh, what is going on here? All right, there we go. All right, so what are you guys overall thinking about this game today? Atlanta and Minnesota. Game's going to be on here in just a few minutes here. Let me get the audio going, which usually takes a minute. Now, the broadcast isn't up yet, so as soon as the broadcast shows that it's up, as far as the audio, I'll get it in. Hopefully, it'll be lined up this time. It's never lined up. Kirk coming home. You think he's going to get booed out of town, or do you think they're going to welcome him in? I heard a Minnesota podcast talking about it this morning. They don't think he's going to get booed. And his direct quote was, "I don't think that they're going to pull a Lions on their former quarterback." And I was like, man, kind of rough crowd, right? Like, we kind of gave Stafford the daggers when he walked in the door. But I think we still got nothing but love for the dude. Oh, no, they're going to air Eagles and Panthers? Well, I'll have the audio on here. I guess if the audio is just off, I won't try to do play-by-play, which kind of sucks, but, you know, we'll do our best with it. All right. Come on, get it started. Well, before we get rolling, let's do this. We've got, I need to add a new ad in here. Tomorrow will be a Monday. We do have our C3 mitts giveaways. It's called the multi-mitt. So if you guys don't know what C3 mitts are, make sure you guys check them out today at c3mitts.com. Better the Hunt Technologies. Keep your hands warm. Stay in the woods longer. Don't sacrifice what you've been doing all summer long with your bare hands by putting on a glove. Wear a C3 mitt when you're out in the woods. Handle the cold. Don't let it handle you. C3mitts.com. So they have sponsored us this season, especially during the hunting season, now through February. But we're going to be giving away mitts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the morning show from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Multi-mitt Mondays tomorrow morning. And we'll have to come up with a unique way to give them up. I'll think about it tonight. And then we do rifle, shotgun, and bow and all that on Wednesdays and Fridays. So join us on the morning show if you haven't already. Subscribe, like the channel. And if you guys want ads off today, if ads are on, I don't even know if they're on. Let's get those likes up. We've got about 60 people in. Let's get those likes up to at least 50, and we'll get ads turned off. I could care less about ads. Like I said, I don't do this for the money. I do it to support Rocked On Cancer Foundation. And if you guys haven't had a moment, check out Rocked On Cancer Foundation at buymeacoffee/Rocked On. That's ROCKEDON.com. And check them out today. So we've got any jersey raffle going on. We got Penei Sewell mini helmet autographed in the store. Of course, we got Honolulu Blue Brew coffee. which a lot of people in the stream today have had that coffee, and hopefully they're enjoying it. So check out the store, support Rock Down Cancer Foundation, and of course it does support the channel as well. Who else is in here? John Peebles. Bob says, no ice fishing with the mittens. There you go. You can wear yourself a C3 mitt. You keep your hands warm. You won't be able to reel with it, but your other hand will stay warm. Definitely need gloves for fishing. But if you're doing tip-ups, then you get yourself the multi-mitt. Hand can slide out nice and easy. Get right on it. Get down to cranking. We got Pimp Kane Solo in. Says, first time checking out the cast. Well, welcome in, Pimp Kane Solo. This isn't a normal show for us. This is just something different because, hey, playoffs are on the line. And we have a vested interest in what happens with the Vikings today. If they take an L, that just makes the path to the NFC North a little bit easier. If the mitt don't fit, you must quit. That should almost be one of our ads or something, right? For C3 mitts. That would be hilarious. If the mitt don't fit, you got to quit. Who do I pick in the Minnesota game? I'm taking the Falcons, but it looks like everybody has taken the Vikings today. Adam Rank and Bucky Brooks are the only two that have taken the Falcons in today's matchup. So, whatever. I'm taking the Falcons. I think that Kirk Cousins knows this stadium well, and he's going to come home, and he's going to take care of business. I have no concern about it at all. I just hope that the Falcons defense has come to play today. I think that's going to be the trigger for them to pull off a win. All right, looks like we've got... Oh, no, don't want that. Let me know when you guys can hear the audio of the game, please.
John Robinson to the right side, and Jonathan Bullard wraps him up after a 2-yard gain. Peters, 2nd and 8.
I think that's very smart for the Falcons to do is run this football early. I think we're going to see a lot of Bijan Robinson, and again with Kirk, just like years and years ago, when he play fakes and turns his back on the defense, hold your breath because that's when he's going to take his shot down the field. So I'm not surprised at all with them coming out and trying to run the football early.
Kirk Cousins threw 4 interceptions last game against the Chargers, including a pick 6. 2nd and 8 from his own 44, empty backfield, 5 receivers. Third and 8 from the Falcons 44, first possession of the game. Into the game for the Vikings comes undrafted linebacker Gabriel Murphy. He was hurt in August, put on IR, returned late November. He's making his debut. Patrick Jones.
All right, so how's my voice compared to the audio? Does the audio need to be turned down a little bit? Are we good?
Make him throw the check down. Cousins goes out of the shotgun, puts speedy tight end Kyle Pitts in motion to the left, 4 on the play clock. Bijan Robinson to the right of Cousins, facing a blitz, 3rd down. Fires over the middle, and it's caught. Darnell Mooney at the Vikings 28-yard line.
All right.
Former Bear catches a pass from the former Viking and makes the purple pay. That's 27 to the good. First down at the Vikings 28.
And Paul, that's an all-out blitz right there. We had no deep free safety, but so credit the offensive line of Atlanta for blocking that thing up and giving Kirk time. And we all know when Kirk has time, he can get that football down the field.
3 receivers to the left, 1 right, first down, 1st and 10 from the Vikings 28. Tight end Ross Dwelly in motion, heads to the backfield, handoff Bijan Robinson. He shakes the tackle in the backfield, but he cannot get away from Blake Cashman, who brings him down. It'll be a TFL of 4, 2nd and 14. Here comes Ben Lieber with the U.S. Bank sideline update.
Well, we know Kirk Cousins is awfully good, and you give him a little bit of time, and he's even deadlier. So we had a single safety high that was Cam Bynum on that last 27-yarder to Mooney, and all he did was, on the snap of the football, he just immediately looked to the left, which there was 3 receivers, a single side to the right, a single receiver to the right side. He pulled Cam away with his eyes looking left, snaps his eyes back to the right side, and it was a deep shot down the field.
That's vintage Kirk right there. Good job, Ben. 2nd down, Cousins, shotgun, bullet over the middle, and it's caught by Drake London, who shakes the tackle at the 21.
All right, I think we're good now.
They're in the red zone. It's a 16-yard hit.
I still don't have the game up, though.
On the previous play, it was Jalen Redmond with the tackle for loss. We bring it up because my man's off a career-high 4 tackles and 2 tackles for loss and getting a game ball against the Arizona Cardinals. First down for these birds. Pete, they're moving the ball.
Yeah, nice job by Bijan Robinson on pass protection, stepping up and taking on Blake Cashman. That gave Cousins time and room to throw in the middle of the field.
Kirk Cousins goes under center. That's infrequent with this Zach Robinson-led Atlanta offense. Cousins will toss it to Bijan Robinson to the right side. He has nowhere to go. Dallas Turner captures him at the line of scrimmage. That's Dallas's first tackle in a month. It'll make it 2nd and 10.
And this is exactly where Jonathan Grenard, Paul, is so valuable. Everyone knows about him rushing the passer, coming in this game with 10 sacks, but he's so good against the run that he can just dominate a tight end. Throw 2 at him, it doesn't matter. Makes Bijan Robinson cut back into pursuit.
All right, well, I need to somehow get the game up. For some reason, I can't get it to pull up. All I got is audio right now.
To start the game, that's gone 53 yards. Cousins 2 of 3, 44 yards. Empty backfield shotgun. 3-man rush, screen right. Bijan Robinson catches it, stumbles, hit at the 15, falls ahead to the 14 for a gain of 3. So it's another 3rd down for the Atlanta Falcons on the opening possession of this game between the 10-2 Vikings and 6-6 Falcons. Atlanta 1 of 1 on 3rd down.
Yeah, great job by Jihad Ward. It was a double screen. They tried to set a whip screen up to the far side of the field, but actually came back to the near side. So Jihad Ward feeling the lineman. The lineman will take you to the ball. Did a great job and got out there in space to make a tackle.
Kirk Cousins, 1-1 lifetime against the Minnesota Vikings when he played for Washington. 3rd and 6 from the Vikings 13 scoreless. Cousins back to pass, loops it over the middle, one-handed catch by Ray McLeod at the 10, and he stopped at the 8. It's a gain of 5. They needed 6, so it's 4th and short inside the 10. And Raheem Morris.
Are they going to go for it? Come on. Is it 1st and goal or is it still 4th down?
They'll go for it, 4th and short.
There they go. They're going for it.
4th down, 69% of the time, 4th best in the NFL. Quick snap, handoff, Bijan grinds up the middle. First down, Atlanta. It's a 2-yard gain for Bijan Robinson. 1st and goal, Atlanta.
Yeah, nice job by our defensive.
So there's been a lot of talk this week about, Dan Campbell, and I've heard it, the Parker guy and some of the other guys that, they're saying that Dan is reckless, and his reckless behavior is going to lose us games and potentially in the playoffs. And I'm thinking, I think he has already learned his lesson. Right now, he knew that he had to win this game, versus the Packers, and he. Oh, hold on a sec. I'll come back to this as soon as hopefully they score. There we go. All right, Falcons touchdown. Good work. All right, I'll come back to that in just a moment. So, saying that Dan Campbell is reckless and that he's going to possibly lose us games in the playoffs or potential Super Bowl, I just don't see it happening. And then someone, might have been David, that texted me on YouTube or put a comment and said that someone from Woodward had mentioned that had the Lions not gone for it on that early fourth down that we lost, on our 30-yard line, that we would have lost the game, that somehow Green Bay would have had an extra possession. That doesn't make any sense, because if you go for it on fourth down and you turn the ball over, or you punt it on fourth down and you turn the ball over, the possession is still the same. You're not losing or gaining a possession. So unless it wasn't explained clearly, the Lions wouldn't have earned an extra possession by not going for it on fourth down. It just didn't make any sense at all to me. I have no idea where that came from. I mean, I know where it came from, but I don't understand how they could get that idea from what Dan did on a fourth down at our 30-yard line early in the game that we lost on, I think it was a David Montgomery pitch. I think it was a loss of 2 yards, and we turned the ball over at like the 28 or 27, and then Green Bay went down and scored a touchdown. Yeah, I think that Dan should have kicked the ball there. You don't go for it, on the 30-yard line that early in the game. So I don't get it. It doesn't get it. Well, even Flex and EXP time of possession changes, they score in 2 minutes versus 6 minutes, gaining time in the end. Well, how? Because the only thing that changed was about 6 seconds of play clock. That's it. You're going from third down to fourth down. And that's the only difference. There wasn't minutes that came off the clock. It was seconds. This was like in the first quarter. Michael Lukey's, what's happening? It just doesn't. I'm not understanding. Where they're saying, or where Fleeting is saying an extra 4 minutes. It doesn't make any sense. How did they get 4 more minutes if you only took 6 seconds off the clock? It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. So I'll have to think about it some more, but it clearly doesn't make any sense. Let me turn the volume back on here. Oh, we got ads on. I can't play those anyway. So we're talking about the attempt in the very beginning. It was the fourth down at like the 30-yard line. So it was very early in the game. And that's what was presented to me, that would have given the Packers an extra possession. It wouldn't have, because it was literally one play. It was just like a punt. You ran it or you punt it. No, there's no difference. So, and we each had 7 possessions, I believe. No, there's an equal amount of possessions in the game. I think it was 11. So I can bring that back up. I can bring up the Lions play-by-play. Let me see if the audio's back on. Ooh, I love me some Caribou coffee. That stuff's almost as good as mine. They're caramel. I think it's like a caramel something or a Caribou. I'll have to find it. It was one of the ones that I showed you guys very early in that I was trying to get them to help me with my coffee brand. They never returned the phone call. Yeah, I wouldn't have gone for it. Like Dan doing that, I wouldn't have gone for it there. I would have punted it. But it definitely wouldn't have given the Packers an extra possession. Now, at the end of the game, right at the end of the game, going for it on the fourth down with like 40 seconds left or whatever, that was the right call, because you would have eventually scored or kicked a field goal or whatever, and possibly turned it over and given them, 20, 30 seconds. But then the argument is this. Are you trying to say that Jordan Love is, a Patrick Mahomes or Jalen Hurts or somebody else in the league that is going to go down and score a touchdown on you in 30 seconds? No way. You're giving him way too much credit. But I think Dan made the right call there, because given the fact that our defense was up against it and you had all these backups in, you had to take the shot now, win the game, and get out, because overtime is not helping us. It's not our friend in that situation. I'd agree with you there, Fleeting. He does have an arm, and we do have a lot of PIs, and that's So that's the dangerous point, right? Is you get downfield and you force a PI against Carlton or Terrian, which they're going to throw it on Terrian. At that point, you just keep your arms, put them in your pocket, and just run away. I got to get this game up. Oh. Oh, shoot. I need my wallet. All right, I'll be right back, guys. I got to get this game up. All right, sorry guys. Sorry about the delay here. There we go. Almost there. All right, we got the game on. There we go. All right, we're good now. All right, so we got 7-0 Falcons over the Vikings, and there's about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter here. Yeah, direct snap, hand off to Bijan. Bijan's going to fight forward for about 7 yards. Wow. About 6 yards. Bijan's looking good. Already on his first carry that I've seen. Definitely loud in that stadium. You can hear Kirk, man. He's got his ears covered. So any of you listening right now, so this last season, I tried to get bus trips going, and we didn't get them going in time. So when this season concludes, bus trips are going to be available that you guys can put a deposit on for the next season. All right, it's 3rd and 2, handoff, and it's going to be a first down. Algier gains about 6 on the play. Artur says, can we declare now that Sonic and Knuckles at a minimum for this season are the greatest running back duo performance for a season ever? Oh, in Lions history? Absolutely. Abso-frickin-lutely. Hand off again to Algier off the right side. Gain of about 4. Man, they're just running all over Minnesota. These announcers just talking like crazy, or are we not caught up here? No one's calling the game. Yeah, so on the bus trips, we'll do all the... Oh, they're ahead. Kirk under center, snap, fake. Oh, he gets crushed. Pass almost picked off. Turner just crushed him. Man, I would have loved to have had Dallas Turner on this team this season. I have a feeling the Lions are going to be taking a defensive end early next year, even though we have Zadarius Smith under contract. And Aiden Hutchinson should be back and healthy. I still think the Lions are going to go after one early. 3rd and 5, ball snapped. passes away, and it's knocked down again. Wow. Big time defensive rush here by the Vikings getting after Kirk Cousins. Looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down. They're all starting to buy into the Dan gambles of the game. Wow. The audio's ahead of me by about 10 seconds. Just a terrible pass. Kirk's got to, they should have run a boot on that play and get Kirk outside of the tackle box. They would have had an opportunity. If he's going to stand in that box, he's going to find some trouble against this Minnesota Vikings defense. And I'm glad that we've seen, what Jared Goff has been doing recently, where he's been more mobile the last couple of games, getting outside of that box. And, there's a question that came up the other day about Ben Johnson. And I got a phone call about it last night as well, that I'll just pose the question. Do you guys feel like Ben Johnson's kind of losing his mojo a little bit with some of his play calling at times? Just doesn't seem like it doesn't seem synonymous with what we've been doing in that game, respective to each game, how things seem to work and they work and they work. And then all of a sudden he changes it up and it's no longer working. Or do you think defenses are getting a little bit smarter now to what Ben Johnson's doing? And I would say both. I think the defenses are starting to get a little bit smarter. They've seen what Ben has been doing now the last 2 seasons. And of course, you're going to have more tape. And that means the defenses are going to be smarter about what you're doing. The second point, do I feel like Ben is making some mistakes? I do. And we don't know if that's Dan forcing the call or if it's Ben forcing the call. I feel like there's some mistakes that are being made with some of the calls, but then again, we win the game, and it's hard to critique anything when you win the game, right? And I think that's what most fans see, is they just see the end result and they just don't care about anything else. We won. There's nothing else to talk about. We won. But when I look at it a little bit deeper, and I'm like, okay, so if we do that in the playoffs, what's going to happen when you're up against the NFL's elite in the postseason? And you call a vanilla scheme that they're going to sniff out, and you go 3 and out or 4 and out or 5 and out 2-3 times in a row, and then they walk down the field and score 1 or 2 possessions in a row. Now you're in trouble, right? So something needs to change, in my opinion. I just feel like they need to stick with what's working and not be afraid of running the ball in the red zone. Let's see here. What are we talking about with CJ Gardner? What's going on with CJ? He walked out. Oh, you guys must be watching the Eagles. I don't know if I have the Eagles game. Let me see if I can have the Eagles game up here too. Yeah, so my audio and my screen are about 10 seconds off, but what a run. Nice run. What's happening, Better the Hunt? He's at the Christmas show selling his mitts. CJ Gardner went down. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would love the updates. If you guys want to update the chat with the score, that'd be great, of the Eagles game. Oh, boy. Big play. Sam Darnold back and launches one. Wow. Just terrible defense. Just terrible defense. Was that Jeff Okuda? I would not bring back CJ ever. He was part of the problem last year. Yeah, you can see why he threw it high. He had that big old defensive mitt in his face. All right, Philly and Carolina, they're 0-0 at about 4.5 minutes into the first quarter. And we're all knotted up here in Minnesota. Falcons and the Vikings, 7-7 off of a 50-yard bomb to Jordan Addison by Sam Darnold, who, I mean, where does Sam Darnold belong into the conversation here for postseason, awards, end of the season awards? Are there any awards for somebody like Sam Darnold? I mean, I don't know if comeback player of the year really fits. I don't know if that only goes to players that were injured last season that come back. I don't know. I'm not real sure, but I think he's played damn good this season. And you know who warned y'all about Sam Darnold this season? This guy. Told you he was going to be pretty good. Yeah, I believe that all too early. Yeah, that was a launch right there. He didn't have a choice. If he didn't get it up over the mitt, that was going to get knocked down. I wonder how many games I can have on at once. Let's see if I can even get the other game up. I don't know if I can. And you guys have Sunday Ticket? I've seen that Sunday Ticket was on sale for like $79 for the rest of the season. That's a pretty good deal. Isn't it nice seeing the Lions as the biggest logo out of everybody as the playoff picture shows them number one above all else? I love it. I can only get the Cleveland-Pittsburgh game, and that's about it. It looks like I can get the Jets game, Carolina. Here we go. Let's see this one. Oh, it's letting me watch it. So Carolina Panthers, the Eagles. I got that game on too. All right, kickoff by Minnesota is going to be downed in the end zone or kicked through the uprights there. Oh, that looks like a non-contact injury there to Panthers running back. He's going off the field. That's going to be probably an ACL. That's no good. Ouch. Oh, yeah. Those injuries are sickening when you watch them happen. MetaQuest. What is MetaQuest? All right, we got a handoff there off the left side to watching the Falcons here. I don't know who number 7 is. Is that Bijan? That's Bijan, right? Yeah, it's Bijan. Gain of about 8, man. They're just running all over the Vikings. Oh, the VR headset. I saw those things were on sale for like $300, but I don't know if it was MetaQuest or I don't really know anything about them. Looks like we have a timeout at the end of the first quarter here. It's all knotted up 7-7. I'm going to flip over now to the Eagles. Looks like it's on commercial break. Eagles and Panthers are knotted at 0-0, coming down to the last couple of minutes here in the first quarter. Man, are the Carolina Panthers going to pull an upset today? God, that'd be incredible. If the Vikings lost and the Eagles lost today, I mean, that would just be huge. Absolutely huge. Still on commercial break here. Eagles aren't going to lose to the Panthers. The Vikes may choke, but the Panthers are really bad. Hey, so far they're playing a good game. You know, these teams that seem to see each other a couple of times a year, those games end up being pretty close. Most of the time. So looks like we've got the NFC East versus the NFC South. So I think that the Eagles probably played the Falcons, the Bucs, the Saints, and the Panthers this year. We had the NFC West. And who else did we have? We had the NFC West and was it the AFC South? We swept the South, and we can still sweep. We could sweep the NFC West as well with a win against the Niners, which would be big. All right, here we go. Kirk under center. Another pitch out to Robinson. Looks like a first down. All right, Cousins back up to the line in shotgun. Single setback there is Robinson. Kirk's changing the play. It's going to be a handoff to Robinson. Robinson finds the hole, cuts back to the left, goes center field there, and he's going to get all the way up to about the 46-yard line. Wow, what a nice 13-yard run. Man, he is just eating them up today. Oh, shoot. That wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. Hold on. Oh, no. Well, there goes Kirk Cousins. Good for an INT once a season or once a game, right? Had all day and just throws a terrible ball around 4 Minnesota Vikings. Unbelievable. Just a terrible throw. I mean, what was he thinking? Kirk's seeing ghosts out there. I think he's getting a little bit of pressure. Come on, man. I'm going to flip over to the Eagles game here and see what's going on. Looks like Carolina just went up 3-0. Eagles are coming up to the line here. 1st and 10. At the 30. Looks like we're getting the 2 for today. It's going to be a handoff. Saquon's going to go for about 7. You know, my question is, when are the Lions going to utilize this tush push thing? Like, we have the guys to do it. I mean, imagine putting in a guy like Giovanni Manu, in at guard and sliding Panay over to a guard position. I mean, we would get that all day while Saquon just went for like another 8. He's tearing them up. Eagles back to the line already. Getting towards midfield, 1st and 10. And another handoff. Nope, pulls it back. Hitch route. It's going to go for about 1.5. Yeah, I'm with you there. Tafka with the Lions should be undefeated. Absolutely. Should be undefeated. It's just the offense was a little bit slow to go first couple weeks. I mean, they scored enough points to win, but they were a little slow to go. So my question for you guys, do you think that the Rams are going to somehow find a way into the playoffs? If they win out, they have a shot. And if they win out, they have a shot at knocking out the Green Bay Packers. All right, we've got Vikings back on here. Darnold's changing up the play. Ooh. Incomplete pass. Darnold, the thing that I like about Darnold's setup is he has a sense of urgency. When he starts moving his feet, he has a set of urgent. He's real urgent in the way that he gets going. He's got great feet. Man, Darnold just running all over the place. He's going to be short of the first down. There's no way that was above the first down marker. Yeah, he's way short. Love the pylon cam. All right, it's going to be a turnover. It's going to be a punt. That's a good stop there by the Falcons. Not sure what happened in the Eagles game. There must have been a couple of penalties because they're still right around the 50-yard line, which they were there before. I don't know if they got backed up or if there was just a long break between quarters, but it is now 1st and 10 for the Eagles, and they're marching. They are down to the 37. Quick out to the tight end there. I can't even see his last name. 81 for the Eagles. Almost got the first down. Quick hitch on the pullback by Hurts. What is his last name? Galsatera? What's IPTV, David Lyons? What is IPTV? Not sure what that is. Hurts on a rollout boot. He's going to hit that tight end again. Gain of a couple. It's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Eagles. Vikings still on commercial. Eagles at the 35. 2nd and 8. Hurts is back. Oh, ball's tipped at the line. Almost picked off. It's going to be 3rd and 8. A VR unit. I'm not sure what IPTV is. Hurts is now back. He's scrambling out of the pocket, launches it downfield. That's going to be caught at the 6. It's going to be by number 6, all the way down to about the 9-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal to go for the Eagles. Now we're back to the Vikings here. Looks like they're going to be coming off a commercial. Come on, Kirk, do something with the ball. All right, Algier is going to take the ball north for about 5 yards. You know, the Falcons have a pretty good running back duo in Algier and Bijan Robinson. I don't think they're anything like Sonic and Knuckles, but pretty solid. All right, here we go. 2nd and 4. Cousins under center, pitch out to Algier, cuts back, and he's going to get 1 yard short of the first down. Wow, that was a nice play by the Falcons. Had they given it to Bijan Robinson, I'm wondering if he would have broke it. Everybody collapsed in on the center of the offense. Algier picks up the first down. Got a pitch outside to Bijan, and he's going to get maybe a yard. I didn't go anywhere. Blake Cashman in on the tackle there. Come on, Cousins, do something. Yeah, Cousins he doesn't have any time, but that is a first down by the Falcons. They're moving the ball. He has 0 time. Looks like this could be an offside by all they call a false start. Wow. That did not look like a false start. So winding back here, looking at the Eagles game, it looks like Saquon just drove that ball forward in for the touchdown. I can't tell if he was a little bit short. And then they just pushed it forward on the next play. They did the old tush push. Hurt scored. All right, here we go. 1st and 15. Bijan on the outside is going to take a pass up back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Browns on top of the Steelers and driving. It's crazy. I have to go back and look at my schedule. Did I call the Browns today? No. Browns are away, right? Oh, no. Holding and a sack. Way to go, Falcons. Way to go. Great. Looks like the old Falcons are going to be punting the ball away here. What? Are the Falcons dumb? Why would you... Why would you want to re-kick it when you just had them buried? Uh-oh. They're not going to repunt. I'm on a commercial for some reason, and I can't see what's going on. It's 4th and 2, and they're going for it. Maybe they're going to do a hard snap. Try to get him to jump. Yeah, they went with a hard snap, try to get him to jump. That's just, I don't know how smart that is right there, because now if you have a failed punt, you don't get somebody down in coverage, you just had them buried downfield, and now it could be a problem, right? That's a different kind of Dan Gamble right there. Yeah, the Eagles definitely have the cakewalk of a schedule. They only have one hard game, which is the Steelers, even though the Commanders, they can be a tough offense. I just don't know if they have the defense. Now, and there it goes into the end zone. So, yeah, they screwed up. The opinion didn't pin it that time. Way to go. Just a dumb play by the Falcons. I mean, that's not typically going to lose a game for you, but still, you just had them buried in the 15. If you're going to go up and play games, you might as well just snap it, and try to go for it. All right, let's see what we got going around the league here. Lions news. Packers won the first 2 Super Bowls and 2 since. I believe it's 5 total for the NFC North. Now the Lions managed to beat the Packers. The Eagles are the ones I'm worried about. In the NFC, at least. I know the Lions are good against the run. Okay, so Tafka says you're worried about the Eagles because of Saquon. Look, I'm not that worried about Saquon. I mean, I know he's an incredible running back, and he's had, a really good season so far. But the Lions have been really good against the run, and we've gone up against, just about every style of running back that you can think of. Saquon's different. He's different. I'll give him that. He's different. He's a hell of a running back. But I just got to say that I'm not really buying into the Lions can't shut him down, or they at least can't contain him like they have every other running back this year. The difference is, who are we going to have healthy? It just depends on who's back, because you have Jalen Hurts and Saquon, and containing both. Sure, the Lions have been better this season at containing both, but Jalen can also pass the ball. So I don't think it's so much Saquon that I'm worried about. It's more so the multiplicity of Saquon and Jalen, and how many positions they can cover. You're definitely going to have somebody facing Hurts. All right, so just that play that just happened right there with Sam Darnold. So Sam escaped the pocket, right? And then he was able to run for about 5 yards. The difference there is that style of defense that the Falcons played, or they matched up against with the Vikings. The Lions always blow that coverage. We never have anybody coming up to clean up, the first 5 to 7 yards. And the quarterbacks always seem to get, 10, 15 yards against us. That's what the Lions have to fix. They have to have someone facing forward. That was almost Sam Darnold's going to get sacked. That was almost a hands to the face or a face mask. Thankfully, it was a no call. Man. That ball was not caught. But that ball's going to go all the way down now to the 11-yard line. That ball was not caught. Unbelievable. You know, even if he doesn't make that play, you know, if he doesn't commit that penalty, that ball's caught. So does it really matter? And I think that's the same thing we got to answer about Terry and Arnold. If the ball was going to be caught, does it even matter that you're going to get a penalty? All you did is save the touchdown, right? Yeah, we got a little flea flicker, reverse, flea flicker, short pass. They were going to pass it again. Too much cuteness there. David, I'm not following you on your message there. Carolina goes on 4th and scores. All right, there we go. Go Panthers. Going to be 10-7. Sam Darnold was just sacked on the play. Incomplete pass. It is going to be 3rd and 15 now. And they are in field goal range. Oh, he was hit again, and that's going to be Falcons ball. Is that Falcons ball? Did they really rule that a fumble? So Sam Darnold had his hand hit, and they didn't call it a forward pass on the field. Oh, his hand may not have been going forward all the way when his hand was hit, but then I think they just gave the ball back to the Vikings. So they let him play it out, but all right, so it's going to be 4th and 15 for the Vikings. They're going to be hitting a field goal here. Currently 7-7. It's all knotted up. Looks like it'll probably be 10-7 if he makes this field goal. That Will Reichert is the guy that I wanted the Lions to get, like in, you know, the 6th, 7th round or whatever last season or this last draft. But man, am I happy we got Jake Bates. Reichert's got a hell of a leg. All right, they're going to go to commercial, and I'm going to go to Carolina Panthers and Eagles game. Let's see what's going on. Oh, nope, I can't anymore. Son of a biscuit. What channel is it on? Why can't I watch it? What is the point of having these subscriptions if you can't even watch it? I don't understand. It's kind of pointless to have all these subscriptions if you can't watch. So I don't know what just happened, but there must have been a penalty on that kick. Vikings now have first down, and it's still 7-7. So, David, how are you seeing it all for $20 a month? What do you have? Is that just because you have the Oculus? So you need an Oculus to be able to watch it? IPTV. I don't know. You'd have to drop a link in or something. Third and 6. Yeah, that'd be great, David. I mean, I still need my subscription so I can get all my stats and everything, but so I can bring the audio in from the game for the Eagles, but I can't bring in the I can't watch it right now unless I oh geez. Vikings just scored. Unbelievable. Yeah, I don't understand the penalty. I totally missed it. It didn't make any sense to me. Actually, I'm going to rewind it here. Yeah, I just rewound it, and I'd never even seen a flag come out. Philly frauds. I love it. Yeah, I don't understand how there's holding on a field goal attempt. Is that what they ended up calling? Unbelievable. How do you get a holding on a field goal? So it sounds like CJ Gardner got injured during the game. Did he come back? He did come back. I forgot about NFL Red Zone. I should have NFL Red Zone. But that just doesn't give me the live feed. It just gives me play by, pop-up plays. So on the YouTube TV, they have the Game Day Live, which I think is kind of like the NFL Red Zone. But I thought when you signed up for YouTube TV, you also get Red Zone. I already have the NFL Plus Premium. All right, I got Red Zone on now too. And Game Day. We need Kirk to do something. You're right, Nick. We need him to do something. This is just ridiculous. Well, while we're waiting for that to come back on, I don't know why the Lions are teasing more Aiden Hutchinson playoff, news here. So a news article came out 23 minutes ago that, was initially announced that that Aiden was not going to return, right? Super Bowl appearance maybe at best. And of course, this is probably just more clickbait, right? That's all it usually is by these people. They're trying to say that Aiden Hutchinson, on the heels of that news from Breer or Jay Glazer of Fox Sports reported Sunday that Detroit is holding out hope that Hutchinson could return for the NFC Championship game. The NFC title game is scheduled a couple of weeks before the Super Bowl on January 26th. Glazer also mentioned that Hutchinson is doing underwater running on an underwater treadmill and can walk on land. Sounds like a fish, huh? So let's be realistic here. Running on a treadmill underwater, over 75 to 85% of your body weight is not on your leg. So he probably has maybe 50 pounds of pressure on that leg. That's it. Maybe. That doesn't mean that he's coming back in, 6-7 weeks. He has to get on the field and play and take snaps. He's got to get snaps before he's going to be able to feel comfortable. And I'll just say it again. How stupid would the Lions be if they did let him come back and he did play and then he goes and snaps it again? His career would probably be over. That would be the dumbest move ever. I do not believe, one, that the Lions even need Aiden right now. And I know you probably don't like hearing that, but the defense has been just as good, if not better, since he's been out. And it's a straight fact. I mean, it's a straight fact. Pressure numbers can be off. I don't care about pressure numbers. It's the efficiency and what the Lions have been able to do. Now, this last game, obviously, it was the most points we've allowed all season. but it's still, it was still, there we go. There's Kirk running for a first down. There you go. But there's a flag that's probably coming back. It still gives us hope, though, that when we just pulled out a major win against an NFC North opponent, yeah, it's coming back, holding on Falcons, that has a pretty powerful offense, and our defense still held strong. And they were getting after him early. And then, I don't know, AG just dialed it back for some reason, but we were getting after him early. Yeah, Nick, I don't think that you'd have to come and have a little hot debate with me about it. You know, I don't think that putting Aiden in this defense is going to make the Lions better. I mean, I could paint 20 different scenarios as to why it wouldn't be. And the most significant scenario is this. He hasn't played. And he won't play for almost 12 weeks. So that is a huge detriment to any football player whose body is now going to be soft. He hasn't taken any hits. He hasn't hit anybody. His body will be soft. So he can work out all you want. There's a difference with an NFL player of taking snaps and taking hits and giving hits versus a player that is now entering training camp, right? Their body is soft entering training camp. By the time they get out of training camp, or at least a couple weeks after they've entered training camp, their body's hardened. There's a huge difference. I think it would be a detriment. Man, that was almost another interception. Who just threw a pick? Carolina did. Eagles interception? Great. Bryce Young. Oh my God. The Falcons number 8 just took his eyes completely off the ball. I guess it wasn't a bad throw. That ball was right on the market, man. Yeah, Casey, I disagree. There's a difference between being medically cleared and being able to play. There's two totally different things. So being medically cleared just means that you've passed all of their little protocols, that you can lift so much weight, you can bend so much, you can do this. Oh, there's a huge pass by Kirk Cousins all the way down to like the 2-yard line. Huge pass. Or maybe it's like the 7-yard line. So I'm just having a fun debate here with you, Casey, or whomever, but there's just a big difference between a doctor clearing you and you being able to play football, right? At the same level that you were. And I don't think that unless Aiden has a significant amount of time of taking snaps and hardening his body, that he would be better than a Zadarius Smith, or he would be better than a Josh Paschal at that time. I just don't think he would be. I think the idea of it, the thought of it is great, but I don't think it would make much sense. Yeah, the coach's scrutiny. There you go. Yeah, I missed that part. Oh, I think Hutch would play if we had a big lead. You got to get him a couple of snaps. You have to. But I wouldn't feature him. Let's put it that way. Man, Bijan's running hard today. Almost scored on that play. Yeah, I'm definitely conservative when it comes to injuries, and I mean, to be honest with you, I just look at what we've seen across the league. You know, CJ Gardner, great case point here, right? Case study. When he came back, he was dog shit. He was absolute dog shit in the NFC Championship game. And it's because he didn't play. He came back fresh off an injury, early off an injury, mind you. He wasn't hardened. He didn't play for almost 12 weeks. So that's a perfect case study. When he came back, he wasn't gelled with the defense. He didn't have the same chemistry with the defense. And you insert him into a backfield that was already used to what they were doing, and it kind of threw everybody off. So same thing for Aiden. You know, he's going to go work with a defense that, let's be honest, they're all different players. These are all different guys. You know, aside from Aleem, you know, everyone on that defense right now is different up in the front seven. He doesn't, hopefully Alex Anzalone will be back. And that's a little bit different, right? I mean, wow, Bijan just couldn't get in the end zone there. It's going to be 3rd and goal. So I'm a little bit less conservative with Alex Anzalone's injury because he can come in with a brace on his arm and still play and have a less likelihood of breaking it again. And he'll probably have plates and screws still in it. Aiden can't come in with a big old brace down his leg. You know what I mean? He wouldn't be able to run. So that leg is wide open. And if he whips somebody again with that leg, oh my goodness, I wouldn't even want to watch it. I want Aiden to be ready for next year because we're going to be doing this again. We're going to be right back where we are next year. I promise you. This defense is going to be so good next year with everybody that we brought in and everybody that we have now. Is going to be really fun to watch. I just don't want to see him get hurt again. Like that's just the thing for me. I want to see what he can do next year. It's not that I dislike Aiden. I just don't want it. I just don't want the worst possible outcome to happen. Another tip pass. Falcons better go for it and not take the field goal here. They better just go for it and then just pin the Vikings down if they miss. Come on, go for it. See, I think that, I'm not big on the sack numbers, but that could be a real possibility, Nick, especially with a guy like Zadarius Smith and Josh Paschal and Aleem and Aiden. I mean, my goodness. This defense is going to be scary good. Looks like the Falcons are going to go ahead and take the 3 points here. And the kick is up and it's good. It's going to be 10-14. Hey, at least they're hanging around. That's going to be the end of the second. I don't know who started with the ball. It might have been Atlanta. So I think Minnesota might be getting the ball back here in the second half. I can't believe that they just took the points on that. I would have gone for it. Oh, Eagles are now up 14-10 as well. All right. Well, this is not. It's not the end all be all here, meaning they still got a chance. Both teams still have a chance. Where are we at time-wise in the Eagles game? All right, so that's going to be halftime there for the Falcons. And trying to watch the red zone here to see if I can get a little action on what's going on in this Eagles game. Chuba Hubbard's got 63 yards against the Eagles. That makes me feel great when we've got Sonic and Knuckles going up against the Eagles. If that does come to fruition in the NFC Championship game, I'm not afraid that we're not going to run all over them. If the Panthers can run on the Eagles, there's no reason in the world why the Lions can't. Barkley only has 43 yards. Yeah, that's good news. So back to talking about these trips. So like I said, this February, once Super Bowl is done, we are going to have the trip back up. I don't know if I'm going to use that same website that I did before, or if I'll just do it on Buy Me a Coffee, which is easier to track. And you get, email confirmation and all that good stuff. And it's less cost. So we take a lot of cost out of it because they charge a bunch of money for that site. But I want to fill a bus full of 50 people. So there'll be at least 45 seats available on every bus. And we're going to go to all of the NFC North away games. And then depending on what our schedule is, any of the other closer games, like a Cincinnati game would be close, or a Cleveland game would be close. Man, what a crappy touchdown that was to Addison. So I just got to work out what the deposits are going to be, but we'll start with the close games for next year. And then if we want to do one far away game, like the Minnesota game is going to be an overnight just because of the distance. So your price will obviously include hotel, ticket, parking fees, all that stuff. But we're going to do, what's the score? What are we talking about? Which score? It's 14-10, both games. Eagles are up and Vikings are up. So anyway, the deposit will at least get you covered for the bus and hotel if it includes hotel, fees, tips, taxes, all that good stuff will be all included. And then your second payment, which is going to be due, or I might break it into 3 payments, will obviously cover the rest, which will be due at least 45 days before kickoff, at least. Then you're all good. The problem that we were having last year is the teams that were, hooking me up with the tickets. They kind of just call you like last minute when the tickets they know for sure are available. And I would have had to have put like $100,000 down for all of the tickets. They all called like the same week and we didn't get all the deposits in. So got to get deposits. I'm definitely not floating that kind of cash. Got to fill seats first. But it'll be fun. So we're going to do a piece of memorabilia for each trip. So every ticket that you buy will have one raffle ticket included, and you can buy additional raffle tickets. But it is going to be a piece of memorabilia on each trip that is worth more than $500. Just one piece. It could be a big piece of framed Aiden Hutchinson, right? With his jersey and a picture and a piece of his jersey. Like we could have stuff like that that'll be donated. It'll be included. You'll get a gift bag that'll have a game day shirt. So for our trips, each of us will have custom shirts for each game. You don't have to wear it. I mean, you can if you want. Otherwise, you can wear your jersey, of course. But we're probably going to do some loud colors so we can stand out. And then you also have box lunch, depending on where the trip is and how long the trip is. You have box lunch there and back, soft drinks, all that good stuff. If you're an alcohol drinker, you can drink on the bus. It's BYOB. If you throw up on the bus, it costs you $500 plus the walk of shame. But it'll be a fun time. And we'll do some small tailgate stuff, depending, again, where it lines up in the season, when the game is. It'll be well worth it. It's about the same price as you doing it yourself. But you get a bunch of extra stuff for free and you don't have to drive or fly. $25 has 3 games not picked yet. We know 14. Here, I can take a look real quick. So, I mean, obviously we know the NFC North, right? But as it's slated right now, there's just no way this is going to happen. That we're going to see Dallas Cowboys again next year at home. That'd be 4 years in a row we see the Dallas Cowboys. Looks like a big fight broke out in the Eagles and Carolina Panthers game just at halftime. Looks like the Lions are going to be taking on the Ravens, the Cowboys, the Giants, the Browns, the Commanders, the Eagles, and then we get the NFC West team. We get an NFC South team. We're going to take on the Steelers. So it looks like all but 2 teams are confirmed at this point. So I would say this right now that we could have games scheduled to go to Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Chicago, Green Bay, Cincinnati, Minnesota. I mean, if you guys really want to go to New York, it's not that bad. Baltimore would be fun. I mean, all of them would be great trips. Baltimore's not that far away either. Was it a 10-hour trip? So the way that it's looking, as far as home games, Cincinnati will be on the road. Dallas will be at home. Nope, New York's going to be at home. Cleveland's going to be at home. Pittsburgh's going to be at home. So looks like Cincinnati, Chicago, Green Bay, and Minnesota all on the road. We'll have those 4 games for sure. So anyway, I'll start working up prices and I'll get it posted so we can start talking about it for next year. And then I'll get it posted up on the Buy Me a Coffee page and it'll be listed as a ticket. And then it's all, it's all tracked and everything. So your payments are taken care of. But the thing I will say though, is there's going to be no refunds because I got to put money out to secure things. There'll be a refund window, but it'll close. You can always find somebody else to take your spot and then you'll get your refund. Does that make sense? If the refund window closes. Otherwise, your deposit will just end up being a donation to Rock Down Cancer Foundation until we're done. And then when we get back, you'll probably get your refund. Yeah, next year is going to be a good schedule, too. I'm liking that schedule. So Baltimore is like the only toughest team in Pittsburgh. That's it that we have so far. There might be 2 other games. Washington could be a tough game, but... And the Eagles, of course. So the Eagles will be in Philly. Man, we should go to Philly. We should go to Philly. I hate Philly. I looked at the train stuff too, tour, but honestly, it's cheaper. It's cheaper for us to take a bus. Like the Chicago trip, leaving out of Grand Rapids, I want to say it was around $3,000 plus tip, right? So we give the driver a $500 tip for a local, single day trip, do like a $500 tip. I think that's what I worked into it was $500, like $10 a seat, right? So it was like $500. And for an overnight trip, it's $500 a day is kind of what I'm doing for a tip because you're going to have multiple drivers. So even at $3,500 and you've got, 50 seats, it's not terrible. That's $70 a person. And you got freedom to do whatever you want on the bus. On a train, I don't think you can drink, so that would kind of take the fun out of it for some people. I'm not a drinker. I'm not lame, but I don't partake anymore. Very, very infrequent do I ever have a drink. Yeah, it's pretty reasonable. I got a good partnership with these people that I was setting all this stuff up through, so we'll get it going for next year. It's something that I want to do every year, and then next summer we have a cruise that we're supposed to be doing. Matter of fact, I got to reach back out to that guy right now. So we've got a cruise provider that reached out. He saw what I was doing, and he has an entire cruise ship. He's been doing this kind of stuff for years, and he was willing to take us on. Totally forgot about this guy. So summer cruise just for Lions fans. It's gonna be fun. All right, we need a big half from the Falcons and the Panthers. I'm loving the way that both these games are shaping up right now, but I'm just not excited about the pressure that Kirk Cousins is under. All right, so at 3:30, I do have to jump off. So if the game's not over by then, which it might not be, I do got to jump off. All right, I'm going to roll through the playoff predictor right now. If the games were to all end where they are right now with who's winning, let's see what would happen. All right, so I think you guys can see that all right. Here, I'll make it a little bigger. Okay, so if the games are to end the way they are right now, looks like the game just got back on, but we'll flip back over to it in just a second. All right, so we got Steelers over the Browns. We have Dolphins over the Jets. That is a tight game too. We have Saints over New York. Titans over the Jags. We have the Vikings are up. We have the Eagles are up. We have the Bucks over the Raiders. And that's all we have for right now. So still leaves the Lions as the 1 seed and Kansas City is the 1 seed. Not much else really changed. Still got Green Bay and Minnesota in. Seattle in. And the Bucks are in. Interesting. Oh, man, the Falcons really wrapped up Jones there in the backfield. That was a nice defense by the Falcons. They sniffed that one out. It's going to be third down. We got a little Carolina Eagles action here. Saquon takes oh, wow. Big run off the left side, outside zone for about 14, but Saquon looks like he came up gimpy a little bit. It's the first catch to TJ today. Haven't heard much of him all season, honestly. Saquon takes the ball for a first down. Aaron Jones is going to pick up about 6 on first down. They keep switching back between the Eagles and the Vikings right now. That was a handoff. I don't know who number 14 is for the Eagles, but he went absolutely nowhere. Gainwell? Hey, it's all right, Nick. That's why it's Detroit versus everybody. We're not afraid anymore. I can't stand late flags. Makeup call. So Detroit, they don't have to win out. They can lose one. And the Eagles can win out, and we're still going to take the 1 seed. And there's a scenario if we lose 2 and the Eagles finish with the same record as the Lions, that we still have the 1 seed. Hurts drops back. He's scampering. He's going to get sacked. Oh, he gets out of it and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Ball's out. Eagles recover. I don't think it's going to be a fumble, though. Sam Darnold's going to drop back and get sacked right away. Big play by the Falcons there to shut him down on 2nd and 14. It's going to be 3rd and about 22. 23. 3rd and 23. This is where the Falcons need to come up big right here. They cannot let a big pass to Addison or Jefferson or Hawkinson. They have to contain and hold these guys down. Looks like the Eagles just missed a long field goal. It's going to remain 14-10. Ball's going to be turned over to the Panthers. He missed that bad. And we got a field goal attempt here by the Vikings on a 4th and 6. And it is no good. That is 2 failed field goals in a row. All right. Hey Trace, remember next season, like get with me if you want to help us out with the whole training camp thing. We have a little way of getting a bunch of tickets, but we work with the network so everybody can get the tickets they need. We gave away 100 tickets last year. This season. The season before we gave away over 50. So it's pretty cool to watch a lot of people get their first opportunity to go and have an opportunity to visit training camp. And that's what it's all about. Like, I don't hoard tickets, man. I get tickets to give them away. Spoilers are in. There we go. Chris Mick says, just dropping by to say hi or say, what's FTP stand for? Someone clue me in. The room is looking great right now with the tree. Go Lions. Hey, love it. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it. Oh, F the Packers. All right, I'm going to get something wood burned or something that says FTP up here. That's great. Yeah, and you can thank Megan for all of her work on the tree. She really did a great job putting this tree together. She made all these cool little ornaments, man. We got a little Sonic and Knuckles action going on. Did a great job. Ooh, that looked like holding there on... Oh, that's the wrong game. I saw green. I thought it was the Eagles. Yeah, what else do we have up here? We got the upside down St. Brown. Upside down St. Brown ornament. Got the old Lions loyalty member. This thing's heavy, man. The 90-year commemorative ornament. This thing weighs like a pound. What else is up there? We do got a Sonic. I couldn't find a Knuckles, but I do got a metal Sonic. And then for this week's game, I'm going to put up a couple of things in the... I'm going to put them up right now. So I'm making Sonic and Knuckles chains. And they're going to be pretty cool. They're going to be expensive though, because they're just expensive. Ever since they decided to call themselves Sonic and Knuckles, everything has been expensive. I'm going to put them up in Buy Me a Coffee. They're going to be a limited run. I'm only going to do so many. Oh, come on, Cousins. That's a good idea, Chris. I'll try to do that. Cousins looks hurt. Oh. Come on, Cousins. Oh my God. Wait. They gave it to the Falcons. You're not going to be able to overturn that. I think tie goes to the runner on this one, right? That's 50-50. That's a 50-50 ball. That's going to go to the receiver. Oh, boy. If they overturn that, I'd be pissed. Tie always goes to the runner. I don't think that they can win that one. I mean, if it's a 50-50 ball and they caught it at the same time, it has to go to the receiver. I think that's just the way it works. So forget about it. I didn't see the interview with Patricia. Where was that at, Auteur? I didn't see it at all. Looks like the Panthers are trying to drive. Good Morning Football. I'll have to watch it. Which day was it? Actually, I can probably just Google it. Friday? All right. Check it out. Vikings lost the challenge as we expected. Listen to those boo birds. They are not happy. Oh, cry me a river. Oh, they're pretty excited, huh? Ray McLeod. Come on, Panthers. Here they go. They snap. Bryce is back. Throws the ball over the middle. Oh, and it's caught. It's going to be a first down for the Panthers. No way. That ball should have been intercepted. Wow. Yeah, Dan is definitely, I agree with you there. Dan is definitely having an impact on this league as far as what these coaches are now doing on fourth downs. Come on, Panthers. Bijan's going to gain like 3, maybe. Got 2nd and 18 here. And that's where Bijan gained about 3 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and maybe 13, 14, somewhere in that range. Wait a second. I think they're down and distance is off. Oh, that could be a touchdown or he could be short. Second and 14 for, oh my, almost picked off again. 3rd and 14. Van Ginkel is such a good player. Really could have used him. Challenge flag out for the Panthers. They're going to say that they scored. Hand off to Bijan. Bijan's going to run north. I have a feeling that the Falcons are going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. I don't think that you run it there without thinking that you're going to go for it. I think you would have to pass it if you're just going to kick it, right? I mean, are they really just going to run it and then kick a field goal? Come on. And they are. Wow, what a play by the Steelers. Jeez. Steelers are quickly overtaking the Browns here. Actually, I need Younghoe Koo today, so I'm good with the field goal. They got to figure out a way to get into this game. All right. Well, Pittsburgh just went up, I think, 20-7 on Cleveland. Yeah, Vikings linebacking core is crazy good. If you guys remember in the very beginning of the season, I was doing my unbiased reaction for what I thought each positional group was going to be this year. And I said that the Vikings were probably going to have the best linebacking group out of everybody. And I think they've lived up to the billing. I did think that the Lions would catch up to them. But now with so many injuries, right, it's impossible. Man, health is a big thing in the NFL. If the Lions could have just stayed healthy, I think our defense could have been number 1 overall. But at the same time, you know how they say everything happens for a reason, right? Look how many players that we have now brought in that we now have really good looks at. And they've fit and they've played well on this defense. So now we have more guys that are available, even next season. Maybe they come back and actually make the roster. Maybe they make the 53 or maybe they make the top 69. So we have more opportunity now looking at more players that have actually fit well into this defense. It just works, right? It just all works. Brad and Dan have done an excellent job, and the rest of this coaching staff has done an excellent job at ensuring that we have good quality players, top to bottom. Panthers just scored. It's not showing up on my screen for some reason. All right. You know, and the other thing too is, the call stands and then they scored. I got you. You know, the other thing is, in the beginning of I'm sorry, it was the beginning of last year. It was one of my first podcasts where I said that the Lions were good for NFL business and how the Lions, you know, were now a destination station. I was one of the first people to put that out there, that I felt like the Lions organization was going to become an area or a destination, if you will, for free agents and anybody looking for a home in the NFL. That, you know, was going to be a top tier organization through and through. And it's what it is now. Now everybody's talking about it. I already saw it coming. I could see it coming a long ways away because of what they were doing with our team from day one. I mean, just all of the moves that they made were incredible. And if you were ever part of the, you know, the group, you know, like me, that knew building a team was far better than buying a team, that we were going to be in this position that we are today. And now we're going to be built for the long haul. Hey, that's great. Amon-Ra St. Brown will break that record. I guarantee it. How the hell did they miss an extra point? Yeah, I heard that too, Riley. But if you go and look at the actual videos on people's channels, you'll see the truth. You're right. I'm glad you just called that, Nick. We need a Darnold interception. He's due. Oh my God. You're going to tell me that there wasn't holding on that play somewhere? That was crazy. Absolutely crazy. How did first of all, Sam Darnold got out of that. And then to just see Arizona or to see Atlanta Falcons players just falling all over the field. You're going to tell me that there wasn't holding on that play? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Unbelievable. There wasn't any holding. I just rewatched it. Come on. Let me watch it again. Make sure I didn't miss something. Wow. There really wasn't any holding. That's craziness. All right, what's going on in the Carolina Panthers game? Oh my goodness, Hurts is ripping off a giant run. What's new? No holding on that play either? Unbelievable. I can't believe the Jets are over top of Miami right now. You think so, John? NFL wants the last game of the season to be all for the marbles? Well, unfortunately for them, if the Lions win out through week 17, that game is meaningless. I think. Pretty sure. Let's take a look here. So the Vikings have not had a bye week, right? So when is their bye week? Next week? I don't know. Does anybody know when their bye week is? It's kind of crazy that they haven't had a bye week yet. So I think their bye week comes 8 to 16. Is it next week? Did they have a bye week? How did they have a bye week? No, I guess you're right. Because this is I get it. This would make them 11-2 or 10-3, which would have them with 13 games. So all right, let's say that they're 11-2. Then the Lions just have to win every game through week 17 and it's over. Because there's no way that they could catch us at that point. I don't think. I guess if we lost that game, you know what? Now I'm going to have to get the playoff simulator in here. Hold on. Brain's not working. Let's see. Vikings, let's say they win. Let's say they win today. Let's say they win in week 16. I just don't see I don't see the Vikings pulling this kind of crap off against Seattle. I think Seattle's defense is too big, too good and too big, honestly. Okay, so yep. According to the playoff predictor, if the Lions were to tie the Vikings at 15-2, the Lions are the 1 seed. Or the Lions are they win the NFC North. If they win out and then lose in week 18. JC Horn's down for Carolina. I thought that he was going to be traded to the Lions last year or something. Wasn't there some big trade that was going down? All right, come on, Falcons. Let's go. Big screen for a first down here. Now they're inside the 15. Atlanta scores a TD. You're way ahead of me, Lauren. Way ahead. No, Jay-Z, it was clickbait from somebody that was saying that we were trading for JC Horn. Good call going for 2. So Travis, I don't think it's not tougher schedule. It's it goes to head and then points and all that stuff. So the only loss that the Lions would have would be against the Vikings and Tampa. And the Vikings would have losses against the Lions. And who else did they lose to? They lost to the Rams. So that's it right there. They lost to the Rams. We beat the Rams. So we have the big tiebreaker with the Rams game. So if we were to split, it goes to the Rams, loss. So we're all good. Tie ball game. Way to go, Falcons. Yeah, we got a great community, Riley. We just hanging out, trying to listen and talk about 2 games here. 16-20 over there in Philly. Carolina's hanging tough. And Philly just scored, so that's going to make it 21-16. So Panthers are still within 1 score. Oh, the flag on the field. Did they call that conversion good on the field? Because they're not going to be able to overturn that by looking at it. Yeah, I don't understand what this flag is here. Is that it? Oh, it's offside big time. Offside big time by Carolina. And now it looks like the Eagles are going to go for it. Which still keeps them within a score. And they got it. Saquon Barkley gets a 2-point conversion. It's going to be 22-16, so they're going to be up by 6. All right, we're just now start of the 4th quarter here. Few seconds. These announcers, man, they like to just talk. They don't even really cover the damn game. All right. Trying to get caught up here. What is going on? So it's all knotted up here. Falcons and Vikings headed into the fourth quarter. And on the other side, Eagles and Panthers. Panthers got a 6-point lead. Carolina's making it interesting. Huge holding call here against Tampa that's not going to get called. All right, so Lions question for you guys. Who is your favorite? Well, I mean, I shouldn't say favorite. Who has been the most important free agency pickup, whether it was either in the beginning of free agency this season or in August, after cuts, or someone that was released and picked up? Who has been the most important pickup for the Lions in free agency this season on the offense? Nick P says Zietler. All right, I'm going to make sure these ads are off. Looks like you guys didn't get the likes up, but, I see how it is. We'll get these ads off for the last run here. So, on the offensive side of the ball, there it is. There's mine too. Auteur is Tim Patrick for me. I really loved the pickup when they picked him up. Didn't know a lot about him. Didn't know a lot about his injury history. We knew a lot about his injury history, but we didn't know what his injury history was going to mean for the Lions and if he was going to be able to give us meaningful snaps. And man, once he warmed up with Jared Goff, he has just been playing lights out, especially the last few weeks. And I think he's just kind of on this upward trend right now. And he's going to be a big time weapon for the Lions in the postseason. He's the biggest wide receiver we have. All right, second question. If there's one thing that I could change about my podcast, what would it be? Trying to get out more video content now that I have Opus Clip working the way that I need it to. We'll be cutting up the morning show every day. And that way you guys can get little mini videos of the morning show. I'm going to cut it up into segments and do segments. But anything about the layout or anything else that we can do, getting guests on it's not always easy, but we'll keep working on it. All right, Vikings got the ball here. Big pass to Hutchinson. Oh, shoot. Darnold goes way downfield to Addison, and he caught it. Gotta be kidding me. Unbelievable. What is up with these passes? Yeah, I'll keep doing more night shows. So I always used to be on twice a night or twice a week at night. And I kind of just got really busy with things and haven't been doing it. And with all my travel to Cleveland kind of hurt. But we'll get back to doing at least one a week. Overthrow to TJ Hawkinson there in the end zone. Vikings are in scoring contention right now. They're getting ready to score. I would love to see more 50-50 balls to Patrick, John. Absolutely. Theme song's not going anywhere. Matter of fact, I want to make it into a downloadable version. It's on the YouTube. You can, if you have premium, you can download it, but I want to make it into a video. Unbelievable. Yeah, so doing the on-location stuff, Salty, like next year when I have my tailgate going, so I'm going to have a full-blown podcasting tailgate. We're going to make a float. We're going to turn a trailer into a float, and it's going to have a built-up podcast. Vikings scored, by the way. It's going to have a podcast booth, right, be covered. And then it's going to have a smoker and a grill and either a pizza station or something. And I'm either going to do like mini pizzas, like 10-inch homemade pizzas, or we'll smoke something. Well, I'm going to do real food, like really, really good food. Being a former executive chef, there's a lot of stuff that I can do with food. So each tailgate will have like its staples, and then I might tailor it to each game, like Baltimore, right? So if Baltimore's at Ford Field, I would do like crab cakes or something like that, like real crab cakes. So do something from their region. If it's New Orleans, I might do a gumbo or something cool like that. But anyway, it's not going to be cheap. You know, it'll be $40, $50 tickets, you know, to come to these tailgates, but we'll have everything for you. You'll eat like a king or a queen and drink whatever we have for you to drink, which will be plenty. And it'll be a good time. But that's where we'll be able to podcast, you know, before the game. But inside, I always lose signal inside, always. And their internet sucks inside. We'll do everything, Trace. And if there's people that have seafood allergies, I'll always have something that has never been touched by seafood, but eat at your own risk. Yeah, Auteur, just hit me up. If you're in the area and you want to be part of it, man, I could always use some help. I could always, because, you know, if I'm podcasting, I need someone to do food. But I was looking at those, I think it's called, not Uni. What were they? They were at Costco. They've got these gas pizza ovens. And I was thinking about putting two of them on the float and then having a real pizza station. And then I'll have the electric solar-powered generators that'll power all the refrigerated equipment so we can do real pizzas, real dough, you know, homemade dough, good stuff. Neapolitan-type pizzas. I got to have some gluten-free stuff, though, too. So I have a little bit of everything. I guess we'll probably bring the turkey fryer. We could do wings. And we'll sell tickets for it on the Buy Me a Coffee. That way, if you buy a ticket, then you're good to go. Every year, we're going to try to grow just a little bit more. We just got to find a good spot to do our tailgate. All right, what's going on in the Panthers game? All right, still 16-22. Carolina's driving. 3rd and 8. Handoff. Oh, he would have had the first down. He got tripped. Hubbard had all day. I swear he got tripped. Oh, I didn't even see that eagle got up underneath him. Panthers are going for it on 4th and 2. Ball snapped. What in the hell was that? Bryce Young is terrible. He is absolutely terrible. That was the worst pass I think I've ever seen by a professional quarterback. We got a turnover on the field. Looks like we do. We got a turnover here by the Falcons. That is definitely a fumble. And that is definitely going to be the Vikings football. Shoot. Both teams just had an epic collapse. Jacksonville's holding up Tennessee. All right, it is 3:30, so I've got to start jumping off here. I've got some people that are going to be joining a little meeting here. And I will catch up with you guys later on tonight. I'll get some videos going. I might jump in and do kind of a recap tonight on everything that's going on. But I appreciate everyone joining me for this. It kind of sucks that we couldn't finish out the games. But at this point, it almost looks like the Vikings are going to have control over the Falcons with that fumble. If they don't punch it in with a touchdown, they're definitely going to get a field goal. Carolina, I'm holding hope that they're going to get it done. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. I'll catch you guys possibly tonight, but definitely in the morning show tomorrow. We'll be back and at it on the Rise and Grind. You guys take care. Have a wonderful day.
Every day, thousands of people are discovering Uper Lights, Michigan's newest, funnest rock to go find on the shores of the Great Lakes. Don't go out with just any light. Try the Convoy C8 from uperlights.com. It's guaranteed for life, and you'll find all the ones everyone else misses. Quality UV lights that are perfect for Uper Lights with prices starting as low as $20. Please make sure to visit uperlights.com for all your UV flashlight needs with the best guarantees on the market. Just what you wanted and not what you didn't. The best quality, the best guarantees, and the best UV flashlights from uperlights.com.